What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the last Dudes Who Bet Daily of the week here. I've got Papa Dude with me today. No Somich as he continues his quest towards LA. And then, of course, no Magic on Sundays. Papa Dude, we don't have a lot to talk about today. It's kind of a weak card, but we're going to try to get through this. When you looked at today as far as trying to find some things to bet, did you struggle as much as I did?
I sure did. There wasn't hardly anything. I don't trust the NBA very well, so I hardly ever go there. Mm-hmm. College, we had like 16 games. Not much on the docket to find today, for sure. It's kind of a lull. It's in between it's a week where we don't have any Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It seems like that Sunday before the Super Bowl is always slim. There's not much going on.
Yeah, next Sunday we will have all kinds of wall-to-wall coverage of that, and that'll be crazy. But this Sunday, yeah, a little bit of a lull, like you said. All right, let's get to it. Let's go. I've got 3 games to talk about here. I did well in these games that we talked about yesterday. Hopefully we can keep that one going. Could be your day today, though. Let's see. The Raptors go on the road to take on the Grizzlies tonight. Grizzlies a 3.5-point favorite. The total at 231. All right, Papa Dude, kick us off. Where are you going with this one?
Well, I'm glad you did well yesterday because I didn't on our little thing here. Boy, this is another toughie. I don't know what's wrong with the Grizzlies. I don't know. They're not playing very well. And it's very tempting to take the Raptors, especially since Dr. Tang did. But the Grizzlies got to win a game sooner or later, don't they? They really are struggling. And I didn't watch the other night when they blew that game. I thought they had it. And they didn't. I don't think the Raptors are very good. I hate to go against Dr. Tang because I always lose, but I'm going to take the Grizzlies to come out of it today with a win.
Dr. Tang and I were on the Cyclones yesterday. Easy win. We're on the Raptors together here as well. I like the Raptors in this game today. I think they're going to get it done. I'll take the points and the Raptors here. You're right, though. It should be a close game, I think. Memphis really needs to wake up. They have not been playing very well, but I'll take Toronto. I'll take the hot team today. All right, let's go to the next one. The Nuggets and the Timberwolves here. This game is in Minnesota. Timberwolves 2.5-point favorite today. Total at 232.5. Nuggets, T-Wolves, Somich, big win with the Nuggets last night. Do you think the Nuggets pick up another win tonight?
Don't you think this line is fishy?
It's very fishy, yes.
They must be thinking Jokic is not going to play tonight.
Yeah, this was weird. The line is very strange.
Because there's no way they should be a 2.5-point underdog.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no way. Denver's much, much better than the Timberwolves. Stay away from this until you find out if he's playing. Because that line tells us Vegas thinks he's not going to play. Because the Nuggets played last night. It makes sense to sit him if they're going to in this game because they're doing great. They can afford to lose a game. So if he plays, I would bet that all day with the Nuggets because I think they're better. And I'm not high on the Timberwolves, but I can't do it because you got to trust what Vegas is thinking. So I can't bet it till I know. Can you?
No,
so I think this. If he plays, I'm going Nuggets. If he doesn't, I'll probably go the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's a 6:00 Central game, so you kind of got to wait and see what happens here. Like I said, it is kind of a fishy line, and as I'm looking at it now, the T-Wolves are now -3.5, and I wrote -2.5 literally 30 minutes ago. Yeah. So that tells you that this line may be kind of saying we're not going to have a couple of the key players for the Nuggets in the game.
Well, it was 1.5 this morning.
Yeah, so the way that line's moving kind of tells you all you need to know. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for the inactives and then play this game. But I would lean Timberwolves at this point, the way that line is moving. So
and another one to look at too is the Sixers and the Knicks. I think it is. Embiid may not play in that game, so that's another one to look at.
I was going to mention, I didn't have it up because of that, but yeah, I was going to mention that game opened at Philadelphia -6.5. It's all the way down to Philadelphia -4. So that line is telling you that the Sixers are going to be without a player or two for sure. Yeah. Especially with the Knicks, they played last night. I mean, there's no reason for the money to be coming in on the Knicks other than injuries, or not injuries, but resting players for the 76ers. So keep an eye on that one. All right, Houston and Temple. Houston goes on the road for the second straight game here. Goes to Temple, not a bad team. Houston laying 11.5 in the spot. The total there at 131. All right, Papa Dude, I know Houston's your team. Who do you like in this one?
Well, Temple beat them in Houston.
Yes.
2 Sundays ago. And neither team played particularly well offensively. Temple is a lot like Houston, and Houston has trouble with teams that are like them.
Yeah.
Physical, tough, play really good defense. And Houston picks on teams that don't play that way. So I think this line might be a little too much. You and I both know Houston pretty well because of Kelvin Sampson, their coach, who was at OU for so long and was such a great coach. Don't you think that line might be just a tad high in this game? Because sometimes they struggle on the road. Now, here's the thing with him too, though. This is a game that they'll be ready for.
Yeah.
The other night, you thought that they might lose that game in Wichita against a lesser team. They pulled it out at the end. That's the thing you got to think about in this one, guys. He'll have this team ready for this game today.
Yeah,
they're ready. They usually cover.
This team, Temple, playing pretty well. Back-to-back overtime wins coming in this game as well. It's a lot of points. I do agree with that 100%. I think the under is the play in this spot. 131.5 for the over-under here. And look, the first time these guys played, 56-55. Temple was able to get the win. I think Temple plays slow. We know Houston, they like to slow it down a bit. I think you go under that total. As far as the points, it is a lot. I kind of think Houston is ready to roll today, though. I kind of think they're going to come out and play really well. I lean Houston, even with those points. I think the last thing you said, I agree with the most. He being Kelvin Sampson, will have Houston ready to go. And just naturally, Houston's going to be ready. They played horrible when they played Temple the first time.
They did.
They're not going to sneak up on them this time. I think they'll play better. So
yeah, and his teams have a tendency to lose a game every once in a while like that. Those really good Oklahoma teams he had would lose. They'd throw a clunker in there every once in a while. He is a fantastic coach. He just gets everything he possibly can get out of them. I love watching them play. They're so physical. And the other night I watched a lot of that Wichita State game. They got some guys that can shoot the ball. Yeah. Houston does. They're pretty darn good. I'm getting more and more impressed with them, especially in a year when there's no dominant team.
Yeah, they can make a run for sure, and they probably made a run with a lesser talented team a few years ago when they got to the Final Four. What was that 2 or 3 years ago? I guess.
No, they were in it last year.
Was it last year they made it? I can't. Gosh, time slips away from me. But yeah, I mean they're a darn good team. They're going to be a tough out as always.
They are.
Right. Let's go to the track. Let's go to the track. Let's go to Santa Anita. Race 6 on the card today. It's the San Marcos Stakes. That's going to be our race of the day. A grade 3 race, and we're going long on the turf, so always kind of a interesting setup here. 1.25 miles. I will go first since we save you for last now, since you continue to do well with these. I will go with my top pick as the number 2 Master of Foxhounds. This horse coming off back-to-back third-place efforts in pretty similar races here, but just always seems to show up with a solid effort in these types of races in Southern California. 3 races back, he raced at 1.25 miles and won over this track in the Grade 2 John Henry Stakes. I think the longer the better for Master of Foxhounds. I think he's the one to beat today. So I went number 2, Master of Foxhounds on top. Papa Dude, where are you heading in this one?
Well, shoot, this isn't any fun because that's where I went too. So
right. Well, did I steal all your thunder there?
No. I really like the 4 Prince Obama, but I think the 4 might get involved in a speed duel a little bit. The 4 won 2 starts back. And if you look at his history, he usually comes off the pace. In this race, he took the lead and away he went. No one caught him. I think they'll try to do that again today. But he may get caught up with the 1 and the 2. But I don't think he's as good as the 2. But that's the thing that worries me about the 2 just a little bit. He may go to the front. He might. I don't know. The other horse I like is the 7. Did you look at the 7 at all, Dicey? Yeah, that's my second choice. think that's a pretty good horse to come in. He's been very, very good. So I'm going to go 2-7-4 in this one.
Well, we have the same top three. I like those three horses as well. Of course, the 7 coming in off of a win last time out in the same Gabriel, going a little bit shorter, but he has proven that he can go this distance as well. That race 3 back that I talked about with Master of Foxhounds, horse was second by a neck, was the 7, Dicey Mochara. These two are really similar. When it's a Southern California turf race going long, they're usually in it, and they usually show up with a solid effort. So I think it's hard to go against either one of those. Michael also likes the 4 and the 7. So,
well, if that 4 goes to the front and they let him get away, he may win this thing.
Yeah,
at 5-1. I don't know whether he'll go off at 5-1. I kind of think he might, because I think that 2 and the 7 are going to take some money.
Yeah. This is a critical race. It's a mandatory pick 6 today at Santa Anita. If you did not know that, the pick 6 is mandatory today. Races 4 through 9. You can go to the website right now, get the Rockets or the Somobombs covering this sequence, obviously. But this is a critical race in it. You're going to have to go short somewhere. I'm not sure this is the race to go short, but this is going to be a big time race. And Dr. Tang wants to know about the 5. Yes, this time I actually had a good friend text me his ticket earlier, and it had the 5 involved. Did you look at the 5 at all, Papa Dude?
Let's see. I'm looking at it right now.
Horse is coming in from the East Coast, shipping in. That's usually a good play, and first time with Mark Glatt.
Yeah. Hasn't been running in the quality of races these others have.
Right.
So, and it hasn't been winning. So to me, this is one that if he wins, it's a total upset in my book. So that's why Dr. Tang likes him. And he's pretty good at it. I will be surprised if he wins.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Iowa State Cyclones #1 fan Paul Withrow also texted me. He had this horse on his ticket. And yeah, it was kind of, I think, the same thing. Gulfstream Park horse shipping over to Santa Anita around the turf might be dangerous. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I don't think it's a bad pick, but I'm kind of with you. I don't think this horse is going to win today, but I'm not going to be completely shocked either. All right, let's go to the best bets. A little bit of a shorter show. We don't have as much going on today as normal. We'll go to Somich. Of course, Somich phoned in a best bet. He may not be on the show, but he's not missing this part of the segment. He went with the Orlando Magic +1.5 today. Orlando in Charlotte. 2 bad teams. I think he's thinking the lesser of the bad teams, definitely the Magic. Charlotte, pretty bad. What did you think of this one, Papa Dude?
I like it. The Magic are sneaky. They're playing pretty well. Mm-hmm. Their record's not very good, but they're giving some good teams fits, and they're beating them every once in a while. The Hornets are going nowhere. So I see where he's coming from on this. If the Magic play well, I think they win. So I looked at that as well. I'm really kicking myself for not taking the Rockets the other night. I can't remember when we were playing. I'm really kicking myself for it because they can come up and bite you every once in a while too. So I like the Magic in this game. I think that's a good pick.
You should have taken the Rockets when they played the Thunder the other night. You called that. You said, hey, the Thunder, this is the type of game they're going to lose. Now, they did come back last night and dominate Houston, so they got some revenge, but you really had a really nice call on that one. So, yeah, that was definitely one that you kind of let slip, and you knew it. You were real confident about that one as well. But I'm with Somich here. I kind of like the Magic as well. So I think we got a clean sweep of that one. All right, I'm going to go to the racetrack for mine today. I'm going to go to Tampa Bay Downs, race 2 on the card. If you watch Tampa Bay Downs, you kind of know about a starter allowance rivalry going between the #2 Pretty Rachel and the #6 Allie Z. These 2 horses are kind of the dominant 2 at Tampa Bay Downs in this starter allowance ranks. And I chuckle because maybe some of you don't care about this, but I watch every track, and these 2 are a lot of fun to watch. They finish 1-2 all the time. They really battle it out between the 2 of them. So I'm going on and on. Last time out, Pretty Rachel got the best of Allie Z, a really good race, and got the job done. But that was at 7 furlongs. Now we're cutting back to 6 furlongs, and the horse 2 back, Allie Z, was able to get the job done by 5 3/4 lengths over Pretty Rachel. Pretty Rachel, also a new trainer today. Don't particularly like that either. So I think the number 6, Allie Z, gets revenge today on Pretty Rachel, gets the job done. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay, race 2, number 6, Allie Z for my best bet today. I'm sure you studied that one as well.
Believe it or not, I've been watching Tampa Bay because we've been doing extremely well there.
Yes.
Starting to be one of my favorite tracks. Seems like you can win a little bit there. We've been hitting a lot of stuff at Tampa Bay.
Yep.
So I have been watching it. I didn't track this one down specifically today, but that's a track that we're hot at right now. So I'm glad you picked that one.
Yeah. So, you probably haven't watched a lot of Tampa before you started with us, I would imagine. But haven't you found with Tampa, it is kind of you absolutely hit a home run or you strike out type of track. Like when you hit, it usually pays and pays well.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. And, I kind of like watching it there. I think they do a good job with it. And
yes. Great track announcer, pretty track. Would love to go to Tampa Bay. So
yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot.
Yep. I do too. And like I said, it is a track where you can't get, if you lose 4 or 5 bets and that makes you so mad that you can't stand it, don't play it, because that's the type of track it is. There's going to be races where you just say, yeah, toss that something weird happened. But like I said, a lot of times you could be right and it could pay. So Tampa Bay Downs, race 2, number 6 for me. Let's go to yours, Papa Dude. You're going back to college basketball.
It is because it's what I know best, I guess. I don't trust the NBA. I just don't. So I looked long and hard today. There's only 16 games after the marathon we went through yesterday with 150 of them, I think. And golly, trying to get those right are tough.
Yep.
So I settled on Michigan today, playing at home against Ohio State. And if you study Michigan at all, they make a run every year down the stretch. And I thought they were very impressive. I think it was Thursday night at Northwestern. And remember on the show, I almost picked them, but they were playing so bad.
Yep.
Because I knew Northwestern was going to lose a game somewhere, but I thought they would get by Michigan because they were playing so bad. And Michigan went in there and just drilled them.
Yep.
And they're pretty good. Northwestern's pretty good. So I think this could be the start of Michigan starting to come on. And they're going up against Ohio State that's going the other direction. They've got all kinds of problems. They just are just all told. They're just messed up. I think their coach got kicked out the other night, and they're really struggling. They're right at the 500 mark. I think it's a sinking ship. So I think the Wolverines at home today will be ready. I know you like Ohio State, and I can see why. But I just feel like Michigan's getting ready to make that push. They need all the wins they can get to get into the tournament, although Michigan will get in the tournament if they're 15-17. That's kind of the way it is with them. They need a few more, though. I'm going Michigan -3 to cover against a struggling Ohio State team.
I like Michigan. I just like giving you shit and making you upset. So I like Michigan in this game as well. So
the other one I like today, and you did too, Stanford is starting to play. They're playing really well. They beat Utah like a drum the other night in Salt Lake City, which is hard to do. They move on to Boulder today to play a Colorado team that's not very good. They're 5.5-point underdogs. That might be one you lay some money on too. I just don't trust Stanford enough to make it a best bet, but that's one you might want to throw a little money in. Dr. Tang's obscure pick today that he texted me that I'll throw out because he's hardly ever wrong. He likes Mount St. Mary's. I think they're getting 11 or 12 against my team, Quinnipiac, today. That's on the road. That's a lot of points for Quinnipiac to cover. So that's one he likes today.
Okay. All right. I love it. I love that Dr. Tang gets his segment in as well. So, all right. Mount St. Mary's today. Tony's riding with Papa Dude. I think anybody that watched this show yesterday, they just played Florida International and they did not play Virginia. Because you go, well, I'm scared to death about Virginia, and you go on, and then you go, well, Florida International, I think that's a slam dunk. And it's like, well, why did you part?
I don't know. Did you see, though, they were down like 18 at the half, I think?
Yeah, they made a great comeback.
And how about the way you lost yesterday? Oh, my God.
Well, yeah, I know. That was
he had Troy, what, -4?
Yeah, -4.5. Yeah.
And they were up 18 at that, or 21, I think it was the half.
23 at with like a minute to go in the first half.
Okay, and I think it was 45-24 at the half.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, well, we're going to get that one. That's good. So then I look and it's down to 12, I think.
Yeah, it was slow. It was a slow loss.
It was just a slow. It was like I hit that one the other night. I can't remember who it was. I got way behind, and then it was Washington against UCLA, wasn't it? The other night.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of slow, and then I turned it on ESPN Plus. It was 6.
Mm-hmm.
They got it to 2.
Yeah, they almost lost.
They almost lost the game, and I was rooting for overtime. That was your only hope, I started to text you, you need overtime here, but they hit 2 free throws to win it by 4.
Yeah.
What if they'll lose a game? I mean, that's awful.
That's just sports with me lately. And again, I hit every single bet that we talked about in sports other than the best bet yesterday.
I know. You did. You hit Iowa State.
Pelicans, Iowa State. What else? The Sixers.
Yeah, I think the only one you missed was Purdue.
Not the Sixers. Who the Clippers? Yeah, I did miss Purdue. You're right on that.
Yeah. Everybody.
Texas won.
Yeah, Texas State. Yeah, and they were way behind.
I know. They came back and won, but
man, they look good.
It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, all right. Honestly, you talk about Texas for a second. I really think, and I hate to say this, I'm an OU fan. I really think they're talent-wise about as good as anybody.
They looked awfully good yesterday.
I think if that coach hadn't done what he did,
yeah,
I think they'd be a top 2 or 3 team in the country right now. I think it messed them up, but they're still playing really well.
Were they like 7 coming into the week?
I think they were 10. I think they were number 10.
Well, they're going to move up.
Well, yeah, they'll be top. Well, I think K-State was 7, so they'll probably flip.
Yeah. I think they'll move up, and if Houston wins today, I think they'll be number 1 again.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Tennessee lost, so they were 2, and they were awful yesterday, but they won. In Auburn, oh my God! And then Purdue lost, so Houston will be back up there. This tournament that's getting ready to come up here in the next, I'm telling you, it's going to be impossible.
It's going to be insane. Yeah. And I hate Tennessee. I don't think they're for real. So
not.
We'll see what happens. All right, let's get out of here. Let's review the best bets today. Let me get that banner up there so you can see them. Only 3 of us today. No magic on Sundays, unfortunately. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, race number 2, the 6 at a morning line of 8-5. That race, let's see. That race is going to go off at about 12:15. So if you want to watch that race, 12:15 Central Time, 1:15 Eastern Time. Papa Dude's taking Michigan minus the 3 today, and I think that game's a noon start in the Central Time zone. So a couple of early bets here for us, and then Somich is going to go with the Magic plus 1.5 tonight at Charlotte. All right, for the week 5 and 10. But Papa Dude, man, you really laid it out. This has been a week of bad luck, bad trips for horses, and bad luck in the sports world. So felt like our opinions were a little bit better than what the record is, but hopefully we turn it around today. All right, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday with this show. I think Mr. Somich will be in California by then. He might be with us on Wednesday. We'll see. All right, guys, we'll see you then.
Have a good one.